Alright, if you ever try making stitches by hand in Maya, you already know it's slow, annoying, and a fantastic way to waste your life. And with automotive seat, if the stitching looks bad or uneven, the whole model falls apart. Doesn't matter how sexy your shaders are, if the stitches suck, the shot is dead. So today I'm gonna show you how to make clean premium looking stitches in Maya using mesh and curve wrap, without going insane or using some caveman workflow. Welcome back to Primal VFX, I'm your host Skart, and if you want to see more cool shit like that, smash the like button, subscribe for more awesomeness, and let's dive in right now!
Alright guys, so to show you how to make realistic stitches, I decided to use this model right here. It's a really nice automotive seat with a lot of sweet curves and a lot of cool detail. It's very well made, and if we take a look at the topology, you can see everything is super clean. We've got nice quads everywhere, so this thing is absolutely ready for subdivision. If we throw a smooth on it, it's gonna hold up beautifully. Now if we check the outliner, same story here. Everything is neat, clean and properly organized, exactly how we like it. And trust me, that stuff matters. Good naming, clean hierarchy, proper organization, that is the kind of habit you want to build as early as possible. Because if you work with other artists, your teammates will absolutely thank you for that. And even if you work alone, being messy is just not the move. Clean scenes make your life easier. Period. Okay, so now let's get into the fun part. We want to create some stitches, and the idea is pretty simple. We want them running around edges, like this one here, maybe around this section, or this one, as you can see. Because on a lot of automotive seats, stitches follow the curves of the design. And that's one of the details that really sells the premium look. So for this example, let's focus on this area right here and let's select the edge loop where we want the stitches to go. Once your selection is done, go to Modify, then Convert, and then Poly Edges to Curve. Maya will automatically generate a curve based on that edge selection. Very clean, very handy, very nice. Now one thing you might notice is that sometimes the curve sits a little too close to the mesh. If that happens, just go to Curves, then Offset Curve. Open the options and you can control the offset distance. Let's use a very small value just to demonstrate it and click Offset. And there you go. As you can see, the curve is now pushed slightly away from the surface. So if your curve is too close and starts giving you trouble later on, this is a very easy fix. Now let's select the curve again and go to Curves, then Rebuild. Here you can rebuild the curve with more points, smooth it out a bit more, and basically get something more precise to work with. So let's leave the degree at 7 and let's increase the number of spans to 20. Now if we select the curve and switch to Control Vertex mode, you can see we've got way more points than before, which gives us a lot more control. Now let's clean it up a little bit. Go into curve mode, delete the points you don't need, and adjust the last ones so the curve sits nicely on the surface. Let's do the same thing on the other end. Just grab those last points, adjust them a bit, make everything sit clean, and we're good. Then let's rebuild the curve one more time just to smooth things out. And now our curve is ready. So let's deselect everything, and now it's time to model the stitch itself. Let's go into Poly Modeling and create a cube. Now let's scale it up a little bit and add a few segments. We just want a very simple base shape to start with. Then select the end faces and extrude them. Scale that down a bit and now repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we've got the basic stitch shape. At this point, let's clean it up. Freeze transforms, delete history, center the pivot and rename it to stitch. Now let's go to the deform menu, choose nonlinear and then bend. We can change the curvature here, and as you can see, it's bending in the wrong direction, so let's rotate the deformer until it matches the shape we actually want. Alright, not there. Yeah, that's better. Now let's reduce the curvature a bit. Something around 25 should work. Maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, depending on the look you want. Yeah, something like that. Perfect. Now let's smooth the mesh to see how it holds up. Yeah, that looks good. So once again, freeze transforms, delete history, center pivot, and there you go. Our stitch is ready. Now, of course, one stitch is cute, but that's not really the plan. We want a whole bunch of them, and for that, we're gonna use mesh. So switch your menu set to Animation, go to Mesh, and open the options. Now this part is important. Make sure the geometry type is set to Mesh, not instances. We want actual mesh copies here, not instances. So set that to Mesh and hit Apply. And now we've got our mesh network. As you can see, it's duplicating the stitch multiple times, but obviously not in the direction we want. So let's fix that. Go to the Mesh Distribute node. Here you can increase the number of points and also control the offsets. So let's set the X distance to 0 and then tweak the other offset values until the stitches are spaced nicely. Let's increase the count to 20 and push the spacing a little bit more. Yeah, something like that looks good. Nice clean gap, nice clean rhythm. That's what we want. Now let's go back to our seat. First select the stitch setup, then select the curve. And now go to Deform, Curve Wrap. And boom, there it is. Now the stitches are following the curve, which is already pretty nice. But we still need to refine a few things. We can adjust the alignment, and we can also reduce the max scale so the stitches sit better on the surface. Let's try something like 0.5. Yeah, that already feels better. We can also tweak the scale curve, which is useful if you want the stitches to get a bit smaller toward the ends. So let's shape that just a little bit. Now if we go back to the Mesh Distribute node, we can increase the number of stitches again and tweak the offset to get a denser result around the curve. Then back in Curve Wrap, let's reduce the overall scale a bit more. Maybe something like 0.2. Yeah, much better. Now let's apply a shader to make everything easier to read. Let's create a font, rename it to Stitches and give it a nice red color. Yeah, perfect. Very visible, very clean. And now we've got our stitches done for this section, almost. Because as you can see, some of them are intersecting the seat, and obviously we don't want that. So just select the curve and tweak the points a little bit. Let's do the same on the other end. And this is exactly why this setup is so nice. It stays fully editable. You can still change the curve, still adjust the number of stitches, still tweak the spacing, and everything remains super flexible. So yeah, very dynamic, very handy, and honestly a lot smarter than doing this by hand like an absolute maniac. Let's tweak the distribution one more time and maybe make the stitches just a tiny bit smaller. Okay, perfect. And this is where the magic happens. Small adjustments like that go a long way. That's the difference between something that looks okay and something that actually looks premium. Now let's repeat the same process one more time, quickly, on another part of the mesh. So once again select the edges, go to Modify, convert them to a curve, and rebuild it so you get more points and more control. Then select the stitch and create another mesh network. But before redoing all the values from scratch, let's go back to the first mesh setup and save it as a preset. Let's call it Stitches. Now go to the new mesh network and apply that same preset. And just like that, you don't have to re-enter all the numbers again, which is way nicer. Now select your stitch, select your new curve, and apply Curve Wrap again. Alright, so now we've got our base. Let's go into Curve Wrap and bring the scale back to what we had before. So maybe 0.1. Then adjust the scale curve again, just like before. Now in this case, as you can see, the stitches are facing the wrong direction. They are rotated 180 degrees. No big deal, just go to the cover rotation, set it to 180, and now it's fixed. You can also tweak the twist if needed, but in this case, we really don't need it. And again, if the placement isn't perfect, just adjust the offset and tweak the points on the curve a little bit, until everything sits nicely on the surface. If a few stitches poke inside the mesh, don't panic. Just clean it up, it's not a big deal. A couple of quick adjustments, and you're done. And that, guys, is a really solid way to create perfect stitches. It's actually a pretty simple setup, it stays flexible, and even though it can take a little bit of tweaking to make everything sit just right, the result looks really damn good. And that's the whole point. Because if you want your automotive models to feel premium, details like this matter a lot. Little things like stitches, seams, spacing, curvature, that's the stuff that sells the shot. So yeah, this is a very cool way to create realistic, clean and controllable stitches on pretty much any surface. And once you understand the setup, you can reuse it again and again, wherever you need it.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content, you know what to do. Subscribe to my channel for more awesomeness. And I see you guys in the next video.